We're really happy to have Leslie Maroy here, the Director of Global Marketing of Core Health and Fitness.
Mhm.
We're here at Butzi's Club in the middle of Germany, and FIBO will start this week. We have Monday and it's Thursday. We'll have the biggest trade show for fitness and bodybuilding in the world.
Mhm.
We will do a little interview with you. What's your job? What you're doing, and maybe what can customers learn
Mhm.
from you to make their business more successful?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, let's see. How shall we go?
Yeah. So, first of all, what are your thoughts to FIBO, to the next days, the trade show,
Mhm.
and a little bit of background, all the work you did
Yeah,
before?
so our team, Suzanne Rainier out of Germany, and Ellie Jefferson from the UK, the team has been planning for about a whole year now, prepping for FIBO. And everything from booth design and layout, working with the product team to see what products we'll have there, and then all of the communication and social content that gets created that we push out for the show. So it is a whole year of conversations and planning and prep, and then it comes together and is done in 4 days. It's a great thing about events. And I love FIBO. I think it's an excellent experience. I love the scale of the show and the different variety of companies and people that come in. They're focused more on wellness this year has been interesting.
Mhm.
Seeing the shift in conversations as we pair wellness with fitness more and more as a global community. And I think the message there is very clear. And what FIBO does to bring together so many, people with vast knowledge on the topic is pretty excellent.
Yeah. You have the URSA in the United States,
Yes.
and we have the FIBO in Europe. What do you think are the reasons that the FIBO is more successful and bigger than the URSA? I really don't understand why it is like this.
I believe it's because FIBO embraces a wider variety of companies and industry types within fitness. It started as a bodybuilding show, but has evolved over time to pull in commercial fitness brands. There's all sorts of different nutrition content. There's all great variety of interests that come into FIBO. And URSA had started as a very specific audience type,
Mhm.
and they've not grown it as much over time. That's changing now. They've recently changed their company name. They're having a different focus moving into the future. It'll be really interesting to see how URSA evolves over the coming months and years. I think they have a lot of good ideas and they've got things that they're going to change and implement. But FIBO has a head start on that thought process and a larger global reach.
When we think about FIBO, you're of course also heavily involved in also being a contact person for various groups.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find time also to look around at FIBO beside our own booth? And if so, what are you looking for? Because FIBO is so big, actually, we all know it's nearly impossible to see everything in a
Yeah.
time.
I when I'm walking around at FIBO, I like to pay attention to what other people are paying attention to. Where, as you walk through, like what's drawing a large crowd and standing back and analyzing the why behind that and in what you can see and experience and talking to different individuals and seeing what they're going to look at. I think we have a lot to learn from each other, from just having good open conversations with people. So having that opportunity to walk around and see what's drawing attention and then going back and seeing it from my own perspective and understanding one, whether or not I agree with that draw, and then if I do agree with that draw, what about that particular product or brand is what do I think I'll be looking for as they move into the future. And one thing I plan on doing this year is FIBO has a hospitality area, wellness and hospitality hall. And so I'm going to go check that out, see what they've got going on there. As you know, hospitality is a market that we're really pushing into more and more each year, and to see what it is they're attracted to, what companies have come in and who's participating in that. Our booth this year, we have a hospitality area on our booth. So we didn't do additional hospitality space at FIBO, but maybe next year we do. We'll just have to see what that looks like.
Yeah, nice. Let's talk a little bit about things that could help our customers, the fitness clubs. We brought great products from Core Health and Fitness. So imagine wake up in the morning, the situation is totally new. You're the owner of a fitness club and you're at the beginning. You will, or you want to open the club in 3 months.
Okay.
What are the steps you would do?
So first, you've partnered with Core Health and Fitness, so you know you have a lot of help getting from here to there, right? It's clear, obviously. So that part I get to set aside. But if I'm thinking about, and maybe my opinion's skewed a little bit because having a creative and marketing background, my thought process towards that 3 months is building excitement and getting people's attention. So assuming that I have equipment in my club, or even if you're in the process of building your club and maybe it's a mess and in shambles and you've just got stuff everywhere and it's all getting pulled together, sharing that part of the journey to help people understand what you're creating and building and why are you creating this space, so that as you share that content, people understand why they should be there and you start pulling in your audience. So understanding your neighborhood and your region and who you're working with, there's all these decisions on why you came to that space, to that particular location. So sharing that with your audience, talking through that, walking through your club, whether you're on screen or off screen when you're doing it, filming and sharing what you've got going on, and that behind the scenes feel of this is what's coming, this is what's building, this is our vision, telling that story and pushing it out. And then you do things like tag Core Health and Fitness, tag all of our brands, tag the people you worked with at the company, your sales, like, so Bootsy tagging you, Marcos, in their journey in opening this club that we're sitting in.
I paid him for this, so that's just kidding.
But those are valuable things because it brings that story together, and you start telling that your personal journey as the club owner, as the operator, as why did you decide to create this thing? Because you have a reason. It's not just because. Tell that why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said sharing. Sharing where?
Where? Yes.
And
Yeah.
and what?
What, where, who, what, where, why, and when. So all these things. So I think Instagram has a huge pull, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn for club owners, maybe not as important. However, maybe later, but arguably an important space to be on as well. And then making sure you're doing things the right way. This can all be very simple. It does not have to be complex. It can all be shot from a phone. But thinking about whether you're holding it portrait or landscape and how you're putting that content together, like how do you want to use it? And again, perfection is not a necessary component in starting, because you'll discover as you go, if you watch what you like, create the content, put it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and then watch what's performing best where. start understanding where you're getting the most likes, where you're getting the most shares, where you're having the most conversations. Make sure you go back to those posts and talk to the people who are talking to you. And couple an hour dedication every day, every other day, just creating a habit that works for you within your natural working rhythm, the hours that you do business, or even at home at the end of the day, scrolling through, talk to people, respond back to them, give them answers, share information. And then, of course, another important component of launching a space is having a website. So, and websites, I know it can sound daunting and big and technical, but there's so many simple website hosting spaces that are just very, very easy to use and take zero effort. Squarespace, Wix, so simple. What you see is what you get. WYSIWYG, it's easy. It sounds intimidating to somebody who maybe has never done it before, but you don't need a marketing agency to build you a website. You can build one yourself. Very easy. Then you have somewhere to point people to when you're talking about your space.
You see errors and mistakes people do when you, for example, scroll through Instagram. Let's take Instagram because we have still a lot of, let's say, club owners working with Facebook. But when you see they are highly engaged in Instagram because their audience, the club members, usually are meanwhile away from Facebook and just on Instagram or TikTok. You see, or like typical mistakes are still made very often where you say, hey, it could be even with the reach or the way it is perceived by the audience.
Yeah.
With a little trick, it can get a different approach.
Yeah, I think sometimes people overthink the copy that they're going to write, the words that they're going to put with their content, with their images or video, and it can feel clunky or stale or stiff. And I think part of that is just we get too much in our heads about how, the words we're going to choose to use. And so I think one, just remembering that you're speaking to people. It's a human to human, it's a conversation. So being more relaxed in the vocabulary you use, just writing how you speak. And if you need help with that, type up what you want to say and throw it in ChatGPT and have it help you out. Like, you know, seek that help. And but then also on the flip side of that, when you put something into ChatGPT, don't just copy and paste, copy, paste, edit, and then post. You know, so you're sure it sounds like you. And the more you use it, the more it's going to learn from you and what you need and want, and it's going to help you out. So I think people can overthink copy. I do it myself all the time. But it's important to...
It's so difficult to spot actually because with ChatGPT you have a lot of emojis.
Yeah.
It's immediately generated by AI.
Yeah, I'm also going to say, please don't put a wind emoji behind someone on a bike because that just looks awkward. Let's think twice about our emoji use. Yeah, solid advice.
So we talked a little bit, and that's I throw in the word customer journey. It's with the beginning of the sharing of the content, how the club is builded and so on. And then you have a web page in the same design. And now next Saturday, we have our grand opening. What are your thoughts about this grand opening party, how it should look, whom would you invite, and so on,
Yeah.
to make this successful?
So, yeah, like anything, that consistency in branding is extremely helpful, right? So anything that you've created, that's something I see around Bootsies that I'm very impressed at from their consistency in branding, the way they use their logos, the colors that they're using, the message that they're putting across. It's consistent, and consistency is hard because people can overcomplicate it. Simplicity and consistency, two very thoughtful things that can be done. So when you're doing your thing once, just making sure, I think open house is always a great way to go. Makes it an all-day event. People can come when they're available. Having special things happening within that day, I think, is helpful. And then if there's anything about your gym that is unique or the reason, the why you built it, plan some events around that particular space. So here at Bootsy, as an example, they have a boxing ring because that is an important part. That's where he started with the boutique and then expanded to a larger gym. So have some sparring matches, some things going on there that would bring people in and talk about that schedule so that you have influxes of more people at that time. Simple things that you can give away, branded content, apparel, shirts, things that would make people love coming in and getting that stuff, right? You could do different competitions upstairs. They have the 10G, it's overdrive mode, like get people to come in, try that function, and get a shirt for trying, right? And just that experience of like all the different equipment that you've brought in, why did you bring it in, and what are things you could wrap around that experience. That would be a great way to get people to come in and try the equipment that you have and get engaged in a membership and coming in more regularly, and just featuring the community part, the community aspect of having a fitness facility. Isn't that why we do this? Like, it's part of building a community where you can build each other up and encourage each other to keep on this journey. So
How would you build up a community?
I think, again, that comes back to that engagement, but also engaging with the people as they come into your space, introducing yourself, saying who you are, walking around, understanding why people come to your facility, because you have an idea of what you're building and why you're building it. Those thoughts can either be strengthened by your discussions that you have, like, I'm hitting the mark, I'm bringing in the right people. These are the people I wanted here. But then also you can learn about maybe those folks you weren't thinking about that are also drawn to your space, or it can help you. It's going to solidify your thought process and expand your thought process. Those conversations are great. It's, a big reason. I mean, community, I imagine, is one of the biggest reasons you want a fitness facility. Otherwise, you just make a garage gym that was really nicely pricked out.
Yeah. Garage gym, what's he had before?
Yeah.
Something like a garage gym, a little bit bigger.
Yeah, but through that inspiration of I've started this size, and now I want to expand to this because I know I have this community to support. So I think that's it. And also I'm sure there are plenty of people within the community that have really excellent stories that they start becoming your brand ambassador, your facility ambassador. They're here, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, understanding what that means to bring people in that are going to create content within your space that will then share it, and that'll draw more people in, because they're like, oh, I want to do exactly what that guy's doing. I want to do exactly what that person's doing. That means something to me. I want results like that. And that helps too. So, and then that person that's helping draw people in, you hook them up with a free membership, and then bam, they're always at your gym and bringing in more people.
Physicians, doctors, these kind of people are important today. All companies around your club,
Absolutely.
corporate fitness,
Yeah.
let's say special rate,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
providing special classes, like for example, early morning cycling once a week for this community, which helps them also grow a community within their company.
Yeah. Yeah, like if fitness, as it should be, wellness and fitness should 100% be a part of every company culture. So companies that offer fitness memberships to their employees as part of their benefits package, hooking up with a club that meets the needs of those people, of your employees, enough variety that every type of human can be pulled in. I think, yeah, that's, to me, a no-brainer. That's absolutely something people should be doing. So then if you're the fitness facility and you have all these businesses around you, that should be one of your efforts for the year is going for a week, like just go meet all the clubs around, all the companies around your club, give them, can be a sheet of paper, a website, a tab on your website that's all about corporate wellness. And these are the bulk membership discounts that you give. Yeah.
Can be even helpful for advice how you might expand your offer in the club.
Mm-hmm.
When you see the trend right now with wellness recovery, think about 5 years away, it was simply cardio, strength, functional. How many clubs were thinking about recovery
Right.
or wellness?
Yeah, we hear about it more and more.
Everybody.
And today you see clubs that have this cryotherapy advices on get this 360-degree approach actually realized in the
Yep.
club.
Yeah. Not just how hard you train, but how you recover from that training, right? How you just recover from sitting at a desk all day. Yeah.
So, what can we talk about?